Hello everyone, hope you're keeping fairly well. It is the Black Shadow here. Hope you guys have enjoyed your month of June. I want to put together this little video as an update for you guys so you know what's going on here, because it has been kind of a quiet month here at Hidden Assets for a variety of reasons. Usually in the past, when either me, Self, or CJ, one of us has been kind of like caught up with stuff, the other one has kind of taken up the slack. But it's been pretty rough for both of us, being pretty honest. I think there's been some family stuff going on with CJ. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not going to speak for him. For myself, it has been a lot more complicated than we would have liked. Those you might remember and recall from the last thing that I did, that I was involved in a home move. You can see I've got a different background here. And the hope was to get the move done, settle in, and crack on with everything. Well, the move went all right, and that was about the extent of the good news, unfortunately. Things didn't work out here, to put things mildly, to the point where I'm going to be moving again in about 2 weeks. Less than that, actually, about a week and a half. It's not been great. It's not been great at all. And yeah, the month of June has been kind of a wash, which is both annoying and disappointing as well. I'm back in my hometown now, which has been nice, but we're having to get used to that. But yeah, the arrangement and situation here has been far from ideal to do really much of anything. It's been pretty rough. Luckily, I've got the place to myself for the moment. But regardless, that's why things have been pretty quiet. So this video is kind of two things. First of all, it's a bit of an apology to those of you who've obviously been watching, following on the channel, especially for those of you guys supporting us on the Patreon as well. Personally, I feel like I've let you guys down a little bit. It has been a rough old month, though. There's so many things I haven't even got round to sorting out. It's just the way it's been. But it's annoying nonetheless, and there's obviously a desire to try to correct that. But also, this is a spot to kind of try and address what we're going to do next, because obviously the intention was to get here, settle down, and have already basically cracked on with the next part of what we want to do with hidden assets, and that's just not happened. So, how do things stand? So Cheesable has been busy on his side of things, still continuing on with the ranked stuff, the ELO things going on that front, which has gone into its second season now. There's been a change to how the ELO system works, with a little bit of aggregated loss for second and third positions, though I think that is due to change a bit again. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't really been able to keep tab of that. Lannister as well has been looking to gather 32 people to do a little private tournament with, just trying to basically put together, which I admire. He actually did contact me asking me if I wanted to get involved in it. At the time, I said no, because I simply didn't know what the hell was going on. But, if he's got a space or two remaining, I might see if I can still slip my hand in to there. Because now that it's literally only as of yesterday do I know what's going on, which is why I've kind of waited to put up this update video. So there's that. And of course, the idea was, once I settled down, I would start looking ahead towards the next big competition here, the 2023 Imperium Cup. The hope was to have already basically organised it by this point. As you can see, that's not quite how it's worked out, alas. So once the move happens, again, in a couple of weeks, and assuming everything goes smoothly, which I think it will, it should be an improvement on my current situation. It's a low bar, admittedly, to clear. The idea is that come the middle of July, we'll start getting everything sorted out for that. To be fair, it's actually not the worst thing. I know there are a fair few people who play the game who obviously still do stuff with in school, in college as well. We've had people that do it like university stuff. Obviously, this is the mass of time when people are doing their exams and such. We had this actually happen a little bit a couple of tournaments ago, where we had a bit of this kind of running into people trying to get through their finals and stuff, and that was causing some issues. So maybe letting the summer class people pass, people enjoying that sort of thing, and cracking on with that. Maybe it's for the best, perhaps. But what about the more immediate future? Well, I think you can probably consider this week as the reboot for Hidden Assets. We get ourselves back on the saddle and cracking on with things. So I'm going to be doing some streaming of doing Imperium later today, 5 o'clock p.m. BST now, UK time, whatever it is in your part of the country. If you go into our Discord server, all the streams, all the events are listed, so you can see what it is in your local time. But yeah, I'm going to be playing my first game of doing Imperiums for about a month. I've barely thought about the game. It's been that chaotic, which means that it's probably kind of a rough stream. I don't think it's going to go well. But to be fair, then, the last time I did a stream and expected it to go really badly, I won 5 games on a straight. So, who knows? Miracles can happen, and some of you like to pop along it would appreciate the company. CJ is continuing on with the Dune After Dark stuff. That is scheduled for tomorrow on the 28th, or the 29th for me in the morning. And also the Canley, the third Canley, is also being scheduled for, I think, Friday night, Saturday morning for me, if memory serves. So we are going to be pretty busy this week. But we got some ground to keep up with, and so that is going to be for sure. I also would like to, at some point as well, probably get some extra bits and pieces up on the YouTube as well. The last thing that I did was the drafting little essay that I put together with kind of thoughts about the methods we're currently using, what we could look to use, bits and pieces like that. I am aware, and I'm sure it will come up in conversation later today, about there's a little bit being tried by Lannister, an auction variant. The idea being to auction some of the beginning Imperium Road cards. People don't start with just the same 10. Which is, it's an interesting idea. I don't know if it's the sort of thing that personally suits me heavily. It's not, generally that sort of thing's not quite my thing. And I just, my issue with that sometimes is I think that sort of thing can really lead to snowball games really heavily. If someone just happens to get the better out of that, like, snowballing can be a bit of a problem in this game enough sometimes. And if someone just gets an advantage like that, and the other player is either unable or unwilling to do anything about it, they could just absolutely stomp games. So I think it's a nice idea, but, I've not tried it before, so I guess we'll see what it is. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff to catch up with here, and I've got to get myself back into the swing of things, and that is the intention. It's still going to be a little bit sketchy for the next week or so, but I would imagine that once the move happens in a week and a half, and things get settled there, so in a couple weeks or so, things should be a bit more consistent. Or I should really say things will be a bit more consistent, because they can't be much less consistent at the moment, can they really? Is what it is. So yeah, thank you for your patience, thank you for your time. Hopefully you'll see some of you guys either later today or over the next few days, the other bits and streams that we've got. I'm hoping to actually be around for the Canley as well. I still really want to actually play in one. It'd be kind of cool to do so. Whether CJ will actually let me do that is another question, but I guess we'll see. But other than that, yeah, it should be good. So thank you for your company, everyone. It's been a pleasure. And we shall see you all very, very soon. Ta-ta.